Hello, everybody. I'm going to be going over a couple Geronimo pros and cons because I haven't seen people do it too much. And there's a lot of pros, and there's a lot of cons to this game. Now, I just want to say before we start, um, I'm not going to be basing this off any bias or anything because, as you guys have seen, my computer runs really bad on this game. But from looking at other people's videos and like seeing other stuff on it, I just want to put in a couple pros and cons. And from personally playing myself, a couple bugs I've seen, not because of how bad my computer is. First, I'm gonna start off with some pros. First pro is the breaching methods. The breaching charges are something I have never seen in any like milsim first-person shooter game. The slap charges. Now, Operator does kind of have them, but I really think that the whole wire and cord is really freaking cool. Another pro is I love the gun customization. The gun customization is amazing. It's also something I've never seen in any VR or any VR first-person shooter. Also, the way you can customize your gun almost however you like, apart from an upper and a lower, I think that would be really cool in the future, and someone can even mod it with the future modding support that they're gonna have. I think it's cool to be able to move where you want your stuff on your rails and all that. Another pro is the sound design. I think the sound design is also really cool. All the guns sound pretty good. The training is also a big pro. The actual shoot houses and the kill houses, and then the pistol ranges to where you can have different types of like competitive shooting drills. That's really cool, and I haven't really seen anything like that. But I think it's really cool to how you can randomize it and have a pretty big selection of what you can, like, what type of training you can do with those. Next, another big pro is the graphics. Now, for me, I can't personally run crazy good graphics, but from watching other people's videos, the graphics and like all like the details look really cool. I've personally seen they put the fine print on all your guns, like gives a description on everything in the actual guns and stuff. Yeah, the graphics are really good, and I could just be saying that because I've really only played Tactical Assault as an FPS shooter in VR. But it's such a big like step up for the whole graphics thing. Next up, another huge pro is the IR lasers and lights. Another thing I have never seen in a first-person shooter in VR. Tactical Assault kind of has it. They have the IR strobes, but that's really it. They could do better with that. A lot of people have been asking for lasers and lights for a long time, but still have not added it. Still have not added it. Final pro is the customization. I love how you can customize your shirt and your pants separately, because in a lot of games, your pants and your shirt are set as one thing. And in Geronimo, they're set as two different things, which is really nice to see, because sometimes I want OCP pants, but I also want a black t-shirt. I can actually do that and not have to mod and like do all that stuff. Oh, one more pro is future modding. Now, right now, they don't have it, but they are working on it, and they support modding, and they're fine with it. So they're allowing their community to be able to make any sort of fan-made content that they want. So they can make maps, they can make gun meshes, which is basically like a gun replacement for like really anything. They can also do camos, patches, all that, and they're fine with it. So you can share it into their community, and they're not really going to say anything. Moving on to cons. First con is their AI. The AI kind of feels dumb sometimes. They kind of sit there and they miss a lot of their shots, which a lot of AI tends to do, so I'm not going to say too much about that. But with their AI is their hitboxes. I feel like their entire body has the exact same hitbox. So if you shoot someone in the head, uh, from personal experience, they don't go down immediately, and they'll kind of stay up. So I think they could fix their AI a little bit with their hitboxes, because obviously some hitboxes do more damage than other ones. Um, so I think that could also be worked on. Next con is optimization. They're working on optimization, but currently, I'm talking about the current state of the game. Current state of the game, very laggy. I've heard that from friends of mine. I've heard that from videos and stuff online. It's very laggy and it needs to be optimized more, but it's not that bad because it's an early access game, so that's kind of gonna happen. And like I said, they're working on it. So, another con, hostage AI. The hostage AI is very buggy. I put that into bug reports in their community because it's really laggy. You could see it in my latest video when I did the embassy. At the end, it started jumping all around the screen and like being really weird, and they don't interact well with stairs. When I was trying to lead them out of the building, they got like all jumbled up on the stairs and they were staying in the same spot and not moving. And then when you try and grab their shoulder and bring them down the stairs, they'll start floating. That I've seen it in almost every map. With the Neptune Spear one, it was doing that with the HVT, and it gets a little annoying because it kind of gets in your way. And yeah, I have a lot to say about the hostage AI and the AI in general. But again, they're working on it, so it's not terrible. Another thing is there's not too many maps. There could be more maps, but that's just me being greedy, so it's not really a con. It's just a personal thing. I know I said I'm not going off bias, but you know. And to go with the maps, it gets kind of repetitive with like how you're playing it or like what you're doing. I don't know. I've heard that again with a lot of people. It feels a little repetitive. But then again, it could be because of the guns and stuff that you're playing with and that you're using and the kind of tactics you're using. Another thing I already kind of went over this, but bugs. The game is really buggy. When I load into a game, sometimes I'll spawn under the map, and then when I am up over the map, I don't have any guns or magazines or any sort of weapon at all. So I kind of can't do anything. Then we have to go back and we have to mess with that whole thing. Next con is very few graphic settings. It goes down to low. It goes from epic, high, medium, and low. I would kind of like if it went down to, like, I've seen it put in games, potato graphics. And that's a lot of time when I run because I have a bad PC. It would be nice to have a little bit lower of graphic settings, because with the graphic settings, I can run, if I run medium shadows, my game runs better and more consistent. When I have it on low shadows, which is like really, there's really no shadows at all, I run worse. And with my friend that you can probably see in the background video, he also did the same thing where he put it on medium shadows and he crashed less and he ran smoother more frequently, and it kind of stayed like that for the whole time we were playing. And going back to bugs, another bug, or maybe it's graphic settings, I don't know. When you press the Windows button and it brings up your taskbar and then like your Windows panel on the left, personally, it's run my game better, and I've not crashed as much when I have that open. So I don't know exactly why it does that. I was told it could be a RAM problem, a VRAM problem. I don't know exactly. I don't know too much about computers, but I don't know. I think that's a weird bug, at least going on with me. My final con is there's not too much mission planning that you're able to do. With Tactical Assault and Onward, I've seen there's markers there, or like a thing you can put on the board to mark certain spots on the map, but there isn't too much within Geronimo that I've seen. You can talk about it, but there's not really anything to like mark or stuff like that, which I would like in the future to have that, because I do a lot of that planning stuff and I think it's fun. A lot of the cons that are in this video are really just things they're already working on. They, as soon as they found a bug, they went in and fixed it. They're already working on all of this stuff, a lot of these cons, and it's an early access game. It came out maybe a week ago, so a lot of these cons are going to be fixed. I'm not complaining about them. I think they're completely fine. It's completely understandable for all these things to happen with an early access game. I think these devs are really awesome. They're good at getting on top of these things and fixing them. Well, that's gonna about do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.